Virtual Pottery Wheel. What is the Virtual Pottery Wheel add-on? The Virtual Pottery Wheel is a simple yet immersive Blender add-on designed to bring a Zen-like experience to 3D sculpting. Inspired by the rhythm of a real pottery wheel, it lets you rotate your model hands-free and keyframe-free, so you can focus purely on creativity, without constantly adjusting the view. Whether you're crafting organic forms, shaping unique objects, or experimenting with freeform designs, Virtual Pottery Wheel keeps you in the zone with automatic rotation and customizable speeds. Who is the Virtual Pottery Wheel for? Digital sculptors and 3D artists stay in the creative zone with hands-free sculpting. Hobbyists and relaxation seekers enjoy a stress-free, meditative way to create. Blender enthusiasts, a simple yet powerful tool to enhance sculpting workflows. Beginners have fun and discover new ways to sculpt without the learning curve. UI explained. Some UI options replicate existing default options. They are included in this panel to reduce distractions and provide a more streamlined experience, allowing for easier control using a mouse or pen. The panel. Brush section. Brush size and strength. These function similarly to the default brush properties. However, brush strength differs slightly, as it is not capped at 1.0. Instead, it ranges from 0.0 to 10.0, which can be especially useful for delicate brushes that may require extra intensity, such as the smooth brush. Stroke settings. Automatically set recommended stroke settings or sync with your current brush. In Blender 4.3 and later, due to the asset system for brushes, there is a slight delay. This delay does not occur in versions prior to 4.3. Symmetry settings. Basic symmetry options that I've found useful when using the turntable for sculpting. Remesh section. Remesh operator. Functions identically to the default operator. Requirement: a selected mesh is needed to use the remesh feature. Remesh settings. A pop-up panel that allows you to adjust how the remesh is calculated. Smooth section. Smooth operator. This is the mesh filter tool found in the Sculpt mode toolbar. In this panel, it applies the smooth filter without needing to switch to the mesh filter tool or manually drag the mouse to apply it. Requirements: a selected mesh in Sculpt mode must be active. Smooth settings. Allows fine-tuning of the smooth operator. I'll admit I'm not the most familiar with the mesh filter tool, but I've had great success using it in my turntable sessions. I have been running it with the default settings and increasing the iteration count if the mesh is getting difficult to control. Any feedback on this operator would be greatly appreciated. Turntable section. Speed X, Y, Z. Defines the speed and axis for rotations. A value of 0 means that the corresponding axis will not receive any rotation. For simplicity, speeds are limited to a range of -100 to 100 on the front end by using a multiplier in the turntable settings. Turntable settings. Rotation multiplier. Sets the factor by which rotation speeds are multiplied, ensuring desired results without requiring extreme values. Use testing operator. I've implemented an alternative method for performing rotations. With feedback from this testing operator, I hope to optimize the add-on for all systems without compromise. Modal. The original rotation operator. It runs smoothly on my desktop and laptop, though my laptop experiences lag when the mesh becomes complex. Since my laptop lags during sculpting regardless of rotation, it's unclear how much of the slowdown is due to this add-on. I think that a majority of it is due to general sculpting. Timer. A timer-based operator for handling rotations. While I personally prefer the modal operator, I'm experimenting with different methods to achieve smoother results. The timer operator should perform better on lower-end systems, but I currently have no way to properly test this across different systems apart from my laptop and desktop. Feedback will be useful in this regard. Viewport anti-aliasing. This setting is typically found in the Preferences menu, but I've included it here as a way to potentially improve performance on lower-end systems. In theory, using lower anti-aliasing settings or disabling it entirely should result in better performance compared to higher values. Toggle rotation. Activates either the modal or timer-based operator, depending on the selection and turntable settings. In both cases, the selected objects will rotate based on the speed values set in the panel and the multiplier in the settings. Right-click the button to set a shortcut. I don't like to interfere with users' key bindings, so it is blank at first. The header. At the top right of the header, there's an alternative way to access the add-on without keeping the panel open. The popover panel is a replica of the original panel. I understand that sculpting can get chaotic with multiple panels and toolbars, so this is my way of making the tool compact yet easily accessible. If there are other tools that users would like added to the panels, I would be happy to implement them. Just like working with clay on a real pottery wheel, VPW lets you focus on shaping, sculpting, and enjoying the process, without constantly adjusting your view. Let the model spin, find your rhythm, and sculpt with ease. Whether you're refining a form or experimenting with something new, VPW keeps your hands in the creative zone, so you can lose yourself in the flow, just like a potter shaping clay. No stress. No rigid workflows. Just you, your art, and the rhythm of creation. Now that you've seen the basics, let me show you how I use this tool in my own sculpting process. Thank you for your time. Please let me know if you encounter any issues or have suggestions. I'd appreciate any feedback, positive or constructive. If you stick around, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flow.